All right, boys, we're about ready to go. How you feeling? Ready for this? Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah, weather's not bad today. A little bit overcast. There might be some showers, but it's not going to be too hot. Maybe about 19. We've got, we're supposed to be going to Fitzroy Camp. Depends which data you look at. Somewhere between 53 and 60k apparently. Terrain shouldn't be too hard. There's supposed to be koalas and other things along the way, but we are starting in town, so we've got to get out of here first. We'll see how we go. Dean, Lachlan and myself, 3 hardened ultra runners, had come down to the Great Southwest Walk to see if we could complete the full 260k loop in 5 days. We weren't sure what we could do. Perhaps we could cut the corner and end up just doing 210, or would we not even get close to that? We really weren't sure how hard it'd be, but we thought we'd try. The scenery is lovely as you leave town, going along the coast, Dunton's Way. Of course, the packs here are at maximum load, so it's perhaps not the easiest with the weight, but at least you're fresh and ready to go. We enjoyed the scenery as we took in the views and just started to get rolling. That's a lovely view of looking back towards town, the port and stuff. You can see there's a big, that's a big container ship out to sea there, guys. It's they come in close here. Some come in, some don't. Haven't quite figured all that out myself yet. Anyway, enjoy the view. And we undertook this trip at the height of summer, so there wasn't that much water around. We ran into the volunteers for the Great Southwest Walk. They were doing a great job and clearly doing it as much as a support group for each other, get out of the house and go and do something useful for the community. Great initiative, great bunch of people. We were really impressed by them. First camp now, 20 k's in. Starting to realise this is looking like a really big task. Just coming around the diversion, Ralph's Bridge. We're about 33k in. We've been going about 6 hours now. So after lunchtime, seeing how challenging the task is, how it's going to be. It is hard, Jacko, but we are getting it there. Scenery's beautiful. You can see some of that. It's pretty good. The weather stayed good. It did drizzle just before, but that's okay. And of course, I'm struggling to keep up with the boys who are in front of me about 100 metres. We're in the forest leg now. We're a bit, just short of 40 k's in. We've got about 20 to go today. We think we'll get in about 7 p.m. lads. Won't lie, it has been hard work. We've got a few little niggles. I've got some blisters that are doing very well. They're very proud of themselves, the way they're going along. You know, it's getting hard, but we're enjoying the scenery. Weather's been kind, boys. We've just had a drink and stuff and swapped around some water, so that's good. And we're looking forward to another rest of the day, just trekking along nicely. And a nice trek up this hilly road through the forest. Nice scenery. We tried our best to go as fast as we could through here. So you're looking at the map there, Lachlan. Do you want to explain why?
We're here because we have missed the turn-off and walked about a k or 2 down the road, and now we've discovered we need to walk a k or 2 back.
And we'd only gone about 42k when we took that wrong turn today. So
it looks pretty fresh.
yeah, we're feeling fresh and great. And we really were hoping, because it's only 60k that we've got planned today, and we're only each carrying about, started the day with around 12 kilos. So we were really hoping to do a few extra k's. So this saves us having to do some hill repeats once we get to camp, guys. This is great. But the only positive is that we figured out the mistake. So there you go. Third camp in the journey now. It had been hard work getting here, but we weren't ready to give up on our goal quite so early, so we pushed on. We're at 55 k's here. I won't lie, it's getting pretty tough. Still day one. We're just pushing on to Fitzroy Camp. When we get there, it'll be about a 13-hour day, I think. it's hard work. I guess the total distance will be 64, which includes a 4k bonus detour that we took. 7k more than is on the Edition 3 map, but it is the same as a guide put on Strava, so we knew it was possible that it would actually be 60k. It's hard work, but we're hanging in there, and 9k left. After such a challenging day to Fitzroy Camp, supposedly the plan was to back up and pretty much do it all again. We'd see how we'd go.
Here we are, just departing Fitzroy Camp, backing in for another 55k day. Trev's looking strong, Dean's looking stronger.
Yeah.
Look at those machines go.
Found those mushrooms there for lunch, guys.
Oh, okay, he's found some foraging. Nice little mushy there. All right, keep going, guys. It's no excuse for rest break. We're just going to take a few backward shots. Bit of a promo there for Ultimate Direction, this stellar equipment that Trevor's been
pin up boy.
Proudly brought to you by Ultimate Direction, this epic journey. Look at the lads go. What have we got here, Trevor?
Oh, looks like it's a hiker proof fence, Lachlan. Also feral predators as well.
It's very reminiscent of Hunger Games.
Yeah, so
I feel like we're on the inside.
yeah, yesterday more Squid Games, today more Hunger Games. So yeah, watch out for the helicopter gunships coming over, huh?
Yeah. And those hornets.
So we headed off towards Mole Site. We moved along okay at first, but personally I really started to feel the pinch after about 10k. Then it started to get more difficult. Eventually though we did get to Mole Site and we had a look at the falls there. About 90k in now, believe it or not, I found my second wind. So I'm actually going right at the moment. I'm sitting in between Dean and Lachlan, and we're on the way between Mole Site and Battersby, and yeah, you know, it's going okay. Here's Loch.
Hey!
He's powering, no problems at all. Well, maybe not, but we're making a mile. So can't complain.
So a few Ks out from the next camp, and we are wrecked.
Yep, and broken. So we're here. 3.5 Ks out of Battersby on day 2. We're just coming up to 102 Ks, which is equal to my longest ever run, Tarawera. I am toast. I've got a really sore calf, right soleus, so I've possibly torn it, I don't know. I hope not. My right ICP, is also very sore, presumably related somehow. How I'm going to recover tonight, I guess we'll see tomorrow. Believe it or not though, I'm actually leading the group at the moment. We stopped for a stretch and Dean was behind. I thought they were hanging back to match my pace, but which I probably have been, but in truth the boys are struggling as well. This is hard yakka and no mistake. And this is what it looks like. Yeah, it's really nice, eh? Glenelg River's just down on our right. Magnificent river that it is. A lot of Melbournians have never heard of it, but they're really doing themselves a disservice because it's a beautiful spot. So this is what I was talking about, the Glenelg River. You can see there what a magnificent river it is. It doesn't have a strong flow either, so that makes it really appealing to canoeists and similar craft. Now there's plenty of wildlife around, quite a few echidnas, and here's one. And you can see the scenery, it was nice scenery. It was hard to look at though, I was really feeling the pinch as I come through here the last few Ks, just trying to make it into camp. Hang in there and make the kilometres. You can see the state of my knee when I got in there. Doesn't look that great, does it?
Here we are on day 3 of Trev's Great West South Walk adventure. Fair to say the wheels have fallen off a little bit. Pace has slowed up, but we're still pushing forward. Just left Battersby Camp, and an amazing campsite on the river, nice plush lawn, beautiful toilets and camping area. Pretty good hiking facilities really, and so we had a good night there, had a good feed, got in there about 6 o'clock and caught up with the elusive Melissa, who we've been trailing via the visitor logbooks for the last couple of days, just missing her at each camp. So it's good to have some additional company, a few laughs. And turns out that she's bought the guidebook, which was probably a smart move, and gave us all sorts of expert tips on who can help us to, if we need to bail out, tides, getting rescued off cliffs, etc. So that was good. Anyway, we're pushing on now. We'll see where we get to. Maybe Pattersons, maybe a bit further, maybe even Nelson. We'll see how we go. It's just about moving forward right now. This clip is brought to you by Trev's Pack Ultimate Direction.
The scenery was lovely on the way to Pattersons. My goal for the day was just to keep moving and make it into camp. I was feeling a lot better than I was the previous afternoon, but I still wasn't great. Far cry from when we began on day 1, that's for sure. Anyway, kept going, enjoyed the scenery and just made the most of it.
What we've got here is sort of the views we've been tracing over the last day or so, just following the Glenelg River, camping at different spots, meeting blokes in canoes.
Bludging chips off them.
I did.
How could it say? So I was just happy to be able to keep moving, keep making a mile, make it into camp. And indeed we did. Here we are in Pattersons. Nice spot. And then we could get set up for the evening.
And here we have Hotel Pattersons with the immaculately erected tents, Trevor, Dean's and myself. A little bit of a breeze blowing through, but as you can see, waterfront locations on the river. Should be nice to wake up to tomorrow morning, complete with hammock. And just scan around here. We've got the dining area. Dean and Trevor there just shooting the breeze. So complete with a little shelter and water source. So not a bad setup altogether.
The plan setting out on day 4 was to make it to Simpson's Camp near Nelson. We kept an eye out for koalas this time, and we saw a couple, which was really good. Easy to spot when you're looking.
Here we are, looking over the magnificent Glenelg River. Day 3, day 4, can't even remember. Day 4. Beautiful. Down there you can see our campsite. We've just marched out of there. And we're in pretty good spirits. Saw our first koala, which is good. And Trev, how's the calf looking?
Calf's okay. ITB, I'll give it 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10.
Better than what it's been, so I'll take it.
Okay, Dean, how are you feeling? Dean's pretty good. Let's have a look at Trev's calf. Yeah, so it looks all pretty good.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I'm just looking. Well, I'm just waiting for my opportunity. When we get around the corner here, I'm going to start running and leave you guys behind.
All right, there's the commitment, folks.
6-minute case.
Sponsored by you, Ultimate Direction.
The canoeists who were just down from our camp last night, I got a flotilla going down the Glenelg here. There's the back of them. There's probably about 6 canoes. Better equipped than us, so life was a bit easier for them. So we took the detour down the stairs to Hurst Landing, where we sat and had lunch. It was hard work for me on one leg going down and then back up the stairs, but it was lovely down the bottom, and I reckon it was well worth the trip to do it. That's the tertiary age calcarenite Bridgewater Formation. You see it, it's over a large part of Victoria, but people wondering what a calcarenite is, I call it a poor man's limestone, is the best way to describe it. So forms a few caves and things, but not magnificent ones generally, although Princess Margaret Rose ones are actually pretty good, and they're not that far away from here.
And here we are, about to enter the great country of South Australia, leaving the decrepit, poverty-stricken, debt-ridden country of Victoria behind, into God's country, where all things are flowing milk and honey, and blessings are bountiful. We look forward to a welcome stay at Simpson's. I think that's still in South Australia. That'll have to be assessed a little bit further down the track, but I'm sure it's going to be a great campsite.
And here's some of the scenery here. As soon as we crossed in, we're in South Australia now. As soon as we crossed into South Australia, there were grass trees galore. It was really weird how they were all at the border, actually. Anyway, they were. It's actually a hot section through here, but fortunately there is a bit of a breeze, so that is something. We're about 4 k's out of Simpson's Camp, which is just near Nelson, on day 4. The boys are, I don't know, call it 200 in front of me. We've come 133 kilometres. We started off fantastically. Well, fast, how about that? And that kind of broke me. And it's been a bit difficult ever since. So yesterday was all about just trying to do something to keep moving. Today I feel much better. So it's about 18k today. And I'm going to get that done okay. But the concept of doing a really long day is just not possible. So I've organised with our mate Mike, who has just moved to Portland. He's going to be a taxi service for us tomorrow, and we'll very gratefully buy him breakfast or whatever, if he lets us into his car, because just quietly he might need a new air freshener. So we made it to Simpson's Camp, but it turned out it was a hot spot up on the plateau and didn't have a lot going for it. Our mobile phones were working, so we could call into town. We established we could get a spot at the caravan park, so we walked in there. And there we are, finishing our trip. We'd done 140 Ks in 4 days in the end. Well short of the mark, but it was hard work and we were still proud of our achievements. And we had a well-deserved beer in the Nelson Hotel and some pizza to celebrate. Great way to spend Australia Day.